different level. You won't see nobody like me for like 12 other years. You see what they do all the time. I'm different level. You crazy? You can't even coach my type of style. They style is regular. I gave him crazy work. Crazy work. Crazy work. And then look, and the dudes you kept getting all this love to, crazy work. Crazy work. Don't ever try me. Ever.
Let me go.
This sounds so easy. It's like some man. He's tripping.
Hold on, let me ask you a question.
Check his drink. He's tripping.
Why are you up?
Because I got some important shit going on here. What do you think?
Boom, the world class.
Called Alan Rogers once more to see if there were additional details. And Attorney Rogers told him, "That's all my guy remembers." Attorney Rogers would later contest in court that he never referred to Mono as my guy. Searchers did not locate Shania that day, and the search resumed the following morning. A Sanford Company training canine officers from the Virgin Islands volunteered to assist in the search. Around 1 p.m. that day, one of the officers from the Virgin Islands and his training dog found Shania's body lying partially under a log in an area with deer carcasses near the intersection of Highway 87 and Walker Road. She was only wearing an adult-sized black sweatshirt and underwear when her body was found. On November 19th, 2009, Mono was charged with first-degree homicide.
Found her?
2009, she would have been, she was 5. She'd have been 19. So part of where's all the wives at is they're getting killed as children. That's why this is the most important conversation amongst this gender war, manosphere talking points. It's a lot of the marriage materials being raped and pimped the fuck out and murdered and put in fucking ditches. While you got a bunch of people that want to pretend to be fucking mature, but never address any of these things, never bring it up. Yeah, I hope they don't show no part of this little girl at all. I don't even know. This is too much.
She was only wearing an adult-sized black sweatshirt and underwear when her body was found.
This is why I think she was dead before they left. I think he went crazy on her. Because I'm not showing her face, but the little girl is pretty. It's a pretty little girl. And I guess predators find them to be sexually attractive, and coke and drink and alcohol and no soul. I guess, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't even know how to process this information. I'm just trying to be as logical as possible. What an illogical situation and set of circumstances. This is ridiculous, bro.
On November 19th, 2009, Mono was charged with first-degree homicide.
Found her? Right here. All right, I'll call him. Call command and tell him. Lock up the area. We got a tip. Somebody in the parking lot said that they had heard on the news or something that the guy admitted to killing the young child and dumping her where there was deer carcasses and trash. And we remember driving through here earlier and smelling something pretty nasty, so we came back to check.
Hence the feces from earlier and why he was bringing it up. Said it's a sick world out here. Let's bring it back to Dakota. Hammurabi. Hammurabi, I'm sorry. And we need all the old ways to be brought back. Guillotine, all that, man. These niggas, castration for these creatures, bro. This is some.
And sure enough, there were deer carcasses and trash. And then some of the officers from the Virgin Islands went through here and actually saw her in there, and the dogs were showing a lot of interest. So we checked it out and confirmed. And yeah, it's terrible. It's not good news at all. It's terrible.
Yeah, it is.
I don't even know. I'm a little overwhelmed right now, so it's just...
So we fucking be thrilled but not thrilled. It's like, oh, we found her. She's found. She's dead. It's like, fucking God, a 5-year-old. That is some crazy shit to be 5 and raped to death. It's some fucking crazy shit. That shit crazy. And your mother set the shit up. Oh my God.
It's a lot. I'm just, I'm glad we were able to help.
In 2010, it was announced that explicit images of a young girl were found on Mono's phone by Fayetteville Police Detective Jason Sondergaard.
What?
Detective Sondergaard consulted with a physician who specializes in forensic pediatrics to determine the age of the girl in the photos, but she could only confirm that the photos were of a young black girl. It is unclear whether the photos depicted Shania or not.
On July 5th, 2011,
Oh, that's this nigga. That he looked like that type of fucking nigga, dingy ass piece of shit nigga. What's up, Mandro? You bitch. Look at this nigga, bro. Again. Never mind. It's not the time for that.
Cumberland County grand jury indicted him for the following offenses.
I'll get a good look. I'm gonna add this shit to the fucking thumbnail too, so you can see what these creatures look like. Look at this bitch. Look at this motherfucker, bro. Why would you have something to look like this around your fucking family? Oh man, never mind. I don't think I'm supposed to say that either.
First-degree homicide, first-degree kidnapping, and several offenses related to the CA and SA.
Kidnapping, child trafficking. What is it? You can't get high in the debate. Is it falsifying evidence? You can get those 3 for fact.
Of Shania. Mono filed various pretrial motions, including to prevent the state from seeking the death penalty pursuant to the North Carolina Racial Justice Act.
What?
Oh no, baby, what is you doing?
I know damn well you ain't been watching it this long and ain't hit that like button.
You son of a bitch. Going right for the jugular, aren't you?
And hit the like button before we buy something.
What's going on?
Subscribe to the channel if you're new to the channel. Hit that little red button and consider becoming a member.
Why not? Why? Haven't you heard what they say about me? I'm a degenerate fucking animal.
Everything not gonna end up on the channel, man. We're gonna put stuff in the back, for the people that support the channel. I mean, it's okay, Some people want to be freeloaders. I used to did it. Cash App, IG, link, it will be in the description. Also the email, find something you want me to react to, man, hit me up in the email. Now let's get back to the video. Appreciate you.
Why would you have that when you killed a girl?
He also motioned to suppress all statements
Wasn't he trying to kill himself? Why would he not want the death penalty?
he made to officers during his interview, and claimed that in exchange for information regarding the location of Shania's body, the state had agreed not to seek the death penalty. All of his motions were thrown out, and it was found that there was no such agreement. Mono, and potentially Mono's lawyer, completely misunderstood the situation.
On July 6, 2011, Antoinette Davis was rearrested and charged with first-degree homicide in addition to the charges she had already stacked up.
And this is what we really want to know. We got the nigga. What the fuck what else does she know? And what did they find out?
She was denied bond on the homicide charge, and bonds totaling $1.5 million were set for all other charges. On April 8, 2013, Mono was offered a deal to plead guilty to first-degree homicide with a sentence of life imprisonment without parole in lieu of a possible death sentence. After considering the deal, Mono opted to turn it down and proceed to trial.
At trial, Deputy Chief Medical Examiner Thomas Clark testified that he conducted the autopsy on Shania Davis on November 17th, 2009.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Yeah. Oh. Take up. Let me just, for a second, get myself together. Yeah, that part. Still offering the devil's deal. Yeah, that part. That's the part that's just, wow. Just kill him. No, I ain't supposed to say that, but that. This autopsy is gonna do it for me. All right, let's rock.
The autopsy identified a small bruise on the left side of Shania's face, injuries to her private area, and 2 abrasions on her upper thighs. Dr. Clark testified that abrasions are a scraping type of injury in which part or all of the outer layer of skin is removed by a blunt object, and that 2 linear abrasions at the upper part of Shania's inner thighs matched the band of the underwear that she was wearing.
I guess it don't take a genius to realize what he's explaining. So I guess what he did was pour her panties to the side and raped her. And was probably putting his hand on her face to shut her up. That's what it sounds like. And I guess she didn't shut up and he hit her. Yeah.
Dr. Clark noted injuries consistent with SA and also collected several hairs that were found during external examination. Shania's lungs showed edema, chronic bronchitis, and focal intraalveolar hemorrhage. Dr. Clark concluded that the most likely cause of death was external airway obstruction or asphyxiation.
Blood, hairs, and other bodily fluids were found on the swabs.
So he was choking her to shut her up. Yep. It's home, safe, sleep. Take it from there, take it to the hotel, then dumped in the ditch. Yep.
Shania's body, her clothing, the blanket that was located in the garbage, and the bedding at the Comfort Inn and Suites. DNA analysis linked these samples to both Mono and Shania. Soil samples from the roadside near where Shania's body was found, as well as from the body recovery site and from the gas pedal of Mono's Mitsubishi Galant, all contain the same garnet soil compound. In addition, Mono's cell phone records placed him at the scene of the crime.
On May 23, 2013, the jury found Mario, Mono, and Dret McNeil guilty of first-degree homicide based on malice, premeditation, and
So what is a Dret McNeil person?
deliberation. The jury also found him guilty of all other remaining charges except for the SA of a child by an adult offender charge.
Why?
The trial court then held capital sentence.
Why? I don't understand. What?
Mono and Dret McNeil guilty of first-degree homicide based on malice, premeditation, and deliberation. The jury also found him guilty of all other remaining charges except for the SA of a child by an adult offender.
They didn't find him guilty of an SA of a child by an adult offender, and I'm trying to figure out why.
Charge. The trial court then held capital sentencing proceedings, during which Shania's father and half-sister testified as impact witnesses. Shania's father, Bradley Lockhart, testified that he had met Shania's mother at a party and had been in a brief relationship with her, and had learned that Antoinette was pregnant only shortly before Shania's birth. For a little less than 2 years after Shania's birth, she lived with Antoinette and her family. Bradley had frequent contact with Shania and would pick her up every weekend for visits. Towards the end of 2006 or the beginning of 2007, Bradley bought a fairly large house in Fayetteville, and Shania moved in with him and his 4 other children.
Yeah, this is in North Carolina, yo.
Shania had frequent...
Hold on. What? Say it again?
Antoinette and her family. Bradley had frequent contact with Shania and would pick her up every
Antoinette and her family
weekend for visits. Towards the end of 2006 or the beginning of 2007, Bradley bought a fairly large house in Fayetteville, and Shania moved in with him and his 4 other children.
So he had 4 other babies, older than her. Okay.
Shania had frequent contact with her mother during this time. She was very close with her father and the other children. The father shared that she enjoyed playing dress up and prancing around the house in her plastic heels, but was also a little bit of a tomboy and liked to play basketball with her little brother and ride her little scooter.
Wow.
Shania considered herself a singer and wanted to join the children's choir at the church they attended. Shania moved back to be with her mother in October of 2009. Even when he was out of town for work, Bradley talked to Shania on the phone 4 to 5 times a week. He testified that Shania's death was one of the hardest things he had ever experienced.
I mean, why the fuck wouldn't it? Well, I mean, there's no way in hell it wouldn't be. I mean, bro. I've never experienced fear like I have as a dad. It's a different type of fear. Like it's tough. Like you grow up fearless, thinking nothing can hurt you and shit like that, and then you become a dad and you just be terrified. You know, you just be worried about your child safety. You know what I mean? And there's some shit that you hear in the movies. You hear people say some things worse than death. Hearing your child die is worse than that. Just the thought of it is just the most terrifying thing in existence. So, yeah.
All right. I'm sorry, I got lost in a train of thought of just all that goodness I just heard.
Washed. Like we weren't supposed to come up with something this clean. You know, like something happened.
What the fuck?
We didn't do this because we like you. We did this because we are you.
Boom, the world class.